Is that the bite of 87? Look at the part 11 of the Kirby in the Floorland playthrough. We'll be finishing up the ice world in this part, I believe. Either that, or I'm just going to do the last level rather, and just do the freaking rare stone challenges, and that'll be the entirety of this episode.
And moving on from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Please God. So this stage, staple in Kirby tradition, is the mini boss rush stage. So we're here at that point now. What I didn't know, I only found this out after the facts, because that's just how I rolled with this game. Right where that Maxim Tomato was, there's a secret ladder there, and if you take it up to the top of the bridge, you'll actually be facing all the hard versions of the mini bosses.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But again, I didn't know that at the time of recording, so I'm just doing the mini boss
normal
rush.
version.
Yeah, just doing the normal version as intended. But yeah, it's a neat little secret.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can find that, yeah.
Yeah, you found a secret. Now fuck you.
Yeah, and because of just how these this level is structured in particular, there are bonus rooms dedicated specifically for the Waddle Dee side quests in the level. So they're scattered here and there, or like rather, they're because you're essentially fighting on a bridge. You can find all the bonus rooms basically at the like the main pillars of a bridge. So there's that. There is no underneath the bridge or anything like that. No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Just think of how, you know, a bridge is designed and go with that.
Yeah.
Especially
Don't say the N-word, Kirby.
It's Kirby on the bridge.
What a fucking poyo.
Top 10 gaming controversies. Yeah. What a fucking asshole. Oh yeah. I like how you're given a little number for how much ammo there is in the vending machine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes, most often, the vending machine gives you 999 cans of soda to shoot, so you don't have to worry about running out. But then there's sometimes challenges like that where it only gave you 10 cans, so you have to watch out for that, so you don't mess up the challenge. Yeah. Very rare does that ever happen because it's only specified for the challenge in mind. So, yeah. And I don't know how many cans it actually takes to break down those garage doors. I think that's what they were. So, but if you misfire, oh no. I can't recall off the top of my head now if it's possible, like if you foul up, you can just exit and come back in the room again. It might
You probably can. That's usually how it works in Kirby games.
Yeah, or just video games generally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a loading zone. You figure out how to exploit that, you know? What do you mean play it legitimately? I like to cheat. Is everything okay there, Kim?
I can't tell if it's gunshots or if it's fireworks.
Well, there's something going on in your microphone, and we can hear it.
It sounded like you were using a typewriter.
Oh, that's probably my controller.
Oh. Okay, that was weird. Yeah. Hey guys, look, he's playing Resident Evil.
I'm saving, okay?
That's a classic. Oh, watch this.
Oh my god.
Suicide is badass.
That's the only way that you're gonna get it.
Are you not able to fly back up after grabbing it?
I've tried and no. Yeah, that's one of the weird things about this game, actually, with the Kirby formula being in 3D now. I'm still not exactly sure how the floating mechanic works, because we all know Kirby has the float mechanic because it's supposed to be easier Mario, you know, infinite jumps and all that, you know?
Yeah.
Infinite jumping seems cool, but when applied into 3D, this is like probably the only potential weird thing with the 3D transition. I'm not exactly sure how the what's the max cap of the floating, like how high you can get, because
there's some kind of high limit. I think it's usually it usually doesn't let you go above like too high from where you started, like where you were touching the ground, but if you fall a little bit, you can usually float your way back up to where you were standing before.
Yeah, so I want to say there's, because I have noticed in specific sections that the float won't go higher than the small ledge. Like, say that small ledge right there. There are a couple areas in the game where you can't actually float above that small ledge for whatever reason. I'm not entirely sure. So I want to say that it's like specific areas have like an invisible ceiling specifically dedicated for the floating mechanic, but I can't be entirely sure about that.
Yeah, I'm not really 100% sure. Although I also do know that Kirby has like a limit for how long he can kind of float if you're like pressing jump over and over. Eventually he gets tired and folds back down, which, I mean, fair enough. If it's a 3D game, you don't want him to just be able to fly over the entire level, so...
Right, yeah.
Unless you're using glitches.
I think in all the Kirby games, there's been like a flight limit of how long you can do that, you know, just for the sake of game balancing. But
I think most Kirby games you can just fly for however long you want.
I
mean, usually there'll be like an invisible ceiling like at the top of the screen or whatever, but yeah, I don't think there's usually really any kind of height or flight limit for Kirby in the 2D games.
I think there's
at least most of the time.
I think some of them have a flight limit. Again, I can't be entirely sure because I haven't played every single fucking Kirby game, you know. I don't know. Hey, we know the limit in Smash Bros. Is 6. That's as far as we know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's not necessarily the problem that I'm having, because I figured that's just standard game balancing. It's just that I can't figure out the height limitation, whether that's supposed to be like an invisible ceiling thing, or if that's specifically some areas, or like if there is like a max height you can reach, and if you can, fuck. Like, say if you're on ground level and when you try to fly up as high as you can, then you stop. But then on that ground level, there's a block on it, and then you jump on the block, and then you start floating from on top of that block, and then you are now miraculously you're flying higher than the standard ground. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's how it works in this game for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah, depending on how high you are when you're like standing on the ground and start flying, that kind of depends how high up you can fly up.
Yeah. But I honestly don't know. Maybe if you look a little bit more, maybe we'd get an answer. But
yeah, maybe if we actually pay attention to the game we're playing.
Oh man, paying attention to the game. The fuck is that?
We always
Get
talk
that
about politics.
bullshit out of here.
What are we? Game journalists? No. That's too much credit. That's too much credit. Oh man.
No, because to be game journalists, we'd have to be incompetent.
Only a little bit. Only a little.
I think even that's being too light.
Oh, freaking! I saw like a reel or a short today. Someone had tried playing fuck, how do I phrase this? Assisted mode in the Resident Evil 4 remake. So assisted mode is not your standard easy mode. Like, it makes the game easier for you, but not just like in health bars or anything like that. Like it holds your hand. Like, it'll auto aim and all that shit. Yeah. Apparently, also in assisted mode, some of the insta kill traps are no longer insta kill traps. So yeah, and so
they kind of have stuff like that in the like Mega Man Legacy collections. They'll have like an easier assist mode that like makes it so spikes don't insta kill you and stuff
to make Mega Man X6 bearable. I mean. Yeah, but one of the comments that I saw in that video was like, assisted mode, you mean journalist mode?
IGN mode.
IGN mode. Oh man. So I just thought that was fucking funny.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
I don't. Maybe I don't know why, but maybe I do know why. It's really fun to shit on gaming journalists.
Because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah. I should stress
like movie journalists.
I should stress the industry leading ones or whatever, not so much the independent YouTuber ones, because those ones are fairly generous.
Yeah.
But the industry leading ones, yeah. Most of the time they don't know what they're talking about, and they do play on assisted mode, not easy mode, assisted mode. Because I'll be at least a little bit fair. I sometimes play on easy mode just so I can get through the game quicker, you know. But I'm at least fair to the game and how it's built. Not so much as fucking IGN fucking can't put away the fucking screamer radar during Alien Isolation. It's like when I'm standing perfectly still, the alien still finds me inside this vent. I don't know why. This is a bad game. Oh wait, what? Hey yo. Okay, that never happened. But no, freaking my brother in Christ, the radar that you're holding in the gameplay attracts the alien to you. Good job.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah. And I think I did say it during the Alien Isolation playthrough as well, but freaking game journalists back in 2000 were giving this game called Alien Resurrection shit for having weird ass first person shooter controls. The first person shooter controls they're referring to is the standard today. Yeah, I'll at least give that little credence, because that was in 2000, and so not a lot of first-person shooters had that kind of control scheme at the time.
Yeah.
So that's fair. That is fair. But this dude in 2014.
I mean, IGN is the company that gives fucking shitty schlock Call of Duty games 9 out of 10s, but gives actual creative games fucking like 4s and 3s.
Yeah, it's like freaking what? Like some of the more recent Call of Duty games have gotten like 8s, 9s, and I don't know about 10s, but like from them.
I mean, in terms of like the Modern Warfare reboot and Modern Warfare 2, I could kind of see where they're going with that at least.
Okay.
But with in Cold War, I felt was kind of a stretch, even though I still do like that game. But them giving a high score to goddamn see, here's how bad this game was. I don't even remember the name of it.
Vanguard?
Vanguard, yeah. Them giving a high score to Vanguard was goddamn mind-numbing.
Let's see. I'm checking just personal things. Okay. They gave Vanguard a 7 out of 10.
That's still way too high. That is still way too high for that game. Like Vanguard is a. You ask any logical fan of the series, they will have the same consensus that Vanguard is a piece of trash that shouldn't exist.
And funnily enough, the Black Ops Cold War also has a 7 out of 10.
That at least makes more sense.
Okay, so
that at least makes more sense because at least that had an interesting campaign. And I can at least give it credit for that. Some people might argue differently about that game. I personally was okay with it. But Vanguard is a piece of crap.
So here's another Call of Duty game you are not very fond of. It has a 9.2 out of 10. You want to know what it is?
4? Is it 4?
It's Black Ops 3. Although,
I think that's a stretch. I think that is a major stretch of a rating.
Oh well.
But there are some arguments I can make for it. One, the zombies mode was very cool. I did like the story they did with that, and I can at least give them credit for that. All the maps that were brought into that zombie in the game for that zombies, they were all cool maps, and I had no issues with any of them. The multiplayer was very interesting, at least because it tried something new, and I can credit them for that. My main issue with the game is the campaign itself.
Yeah, and you're still saying that 9.2 is still a little bloated.
It's a little bloated. It's a little bloated. You take away the campaign, then I could honestly say maybe you could give it. Like, it's that campaign that really knocks it down for me.
Well, I'll tell you what they gave it when they took away the campaign. 8.5.
Yeah. No, okay, so, I'm sorry, their failure was trying to add a Battle Royale mode. At a time when there were way too many Battle Royales out there. Now, nowadays, there are very few Battle Royales. You kind of just have your 3 sets standard. Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah.
You have Fortnite, you have Apex, and you have Warzone. But this was a time when everyone was trying a Battle Royale mode because they had to compete with Fortnite.
Yeah, that was, man. Remember PUBG? Anyone?
I was gonna say PUBG.
Yeah, PUBG.
Nobody.
I remember PUBG used to be big, and now it's non-existent anymore.
PUBG got nominated for Game of the Year in 2017. What the
really?
Fuck?
That was so fucking mind-numbing of why it did.
And nobody fucking talks about it anymore. Like, wow. What a fall from grace.
Yeah. But no, it was, like, for the third game, it was just... The campaign knocked it down. I would have personally given that probably 6 or 7 out of 10. Because I had no problem with either the multiplayer or the zombies. I think the zombies was great, and I think at least I'll give credit that the multiplayer tried to do something different. I may not like some things, but I can always credit creativity. But that campaign just sucked balls.
And also, like I said, when they did take away the campaign of Black Ops 4, they gave it an 8.5. 8.5, that is overbloat as fuck.
It is way overbloated.
It makes me wonder what kind of, like, to take them seriously for a second, it makes me wonder what kind of, like, internal talks they have with each other when it comes to reviewing games. Like, do they have a set of standards for specific genres, or, like, what the fuck? Like, why does something like, oh, fucking, I don't know. What game? I don't fucking know. What warrants fucking like Pokemon fucking whatever just came out? Like, what warrants that like a 6 out of whatever, and then what warrants like Goat Simulator 3 10 out of 10, you know?
I can at least make the argument for Goat Simulator. It's so stupid, it's good.
But that's the thing. Like, what kind of internal talks are they having? Like, why give the fucking Goat Simulator a 10 out of 10 when, like, something big budget or whatever? I can't fucking think of a good fucking
a major AAA.
Yeah, like a major AAA that has like more things going for it, like just quality wise, like something good. I don't fucking know. RE4 Remake, for example.
I feel for AAA, it comes down to those bigger companies are only focused on what will make them more money. What's their bread and butter?
Mm.
And in Call of Duty, it's their multiplayer and their zombies, depending on if you're playing Modern Warfare or Black Ops. The issue with Black Ops 4 was that your bread and butter was zombies and multiplayer. You had that, and that's fine. Note that the zombies was kind of dumbed down from the fourth one. You also took away the one thing that made Black Ops great as it was. Its good campaign story. You took that away from two games that had really good stories and one that had a mediocre at best. And you completely took that away. That's the reason I never liked that game to begin with, was because you kind of went away from the reason I liked Black Ops games, was because their stories were so good, with exception to 3.
Yeah, and yet they still give them like absurdly high scores, like 9.
Oh yeah, it's dumb.
8.5, yeah.
It's really dumb. It also doesn't help they tried to do a battle royale mode when it was so oversaturated at the time.
You know, maybe this is the kind of thing that, like, now that we're actually discussing this, it's why I don't like to do personal ratings myself, because I feel like numbers out of 10 have a lot of weight to them.
Yeah.
For many people, and just so when you give like a quote unquote wrong number to a certain game, there's a lot of weight behind it, and people very, very much do not like that, you know? I know the big example for me, IGN gave 10 out of 10 to Trash of Us Part 2. I hate that game with a passion.
Oh,
So,
that game story sucked.
That is the worst written story of all time. Besides the point. So yeah, you know why someone like me would get.
I mean, I don't know the idea of. I would say I don't know about that, because the idea of a blue hedgehog saving a princess over and over and over and over again while getting attacked by a silver hedgehog over and over and over again is really a good idea.
I used to think that was the worst story of all time. I used to. That's a close second now. That is a close second now.
Or a black hedgehog not being told his past and having an entire game be made about that.
That is a close third. Besides the point, just like I get furious when they give that sort of game a 10 out of 10 because I know for a fact that game is not 10 out of 10. So maybe I should just forget all that they say because I did say if we want to take them seriously, we don't have to take them seriously, you know? So I think that's what it boils down to. And why I will never play Trash Bus 2 ever again.
Yeah, no.